Hello and welcome to the last race in this league season in Brazil, Interlagos. So without further ado, let's get it started. So I guess using the hot lap as an example or just the video going behind, maybe I should explain a little bit in terms of what I've been doing in the past weeks, because I've not been producing a lot of videos, as you might have noticed. So pretty much actually I kind of lost focus a little bit in Formula 1 because I was doing a little bit of Assetto Corsa Competizione. So that is more or less GT racing, and perhaps in the next season I will want to do both, so GT and F1. So that's why I lost a little bit of interest in terms of practice, and of course the tracks as well. The races before this was not so interesting for me, and yeah, that's the reason also why I was doing lesser Formula 1 content, and I did not drive too much, and that's why you did not see, at least maybe in the past 2 months already, no videos coming out from there. So that's the chief reason, of course. But here I'm back in the last race just to show up, because AOR, the league itself, has done a good job in terms of organizing the races. So I didn't want to disrespect them and just come in for the last race and do the race and not have a did not start. So here I'm already coming up to the main lap, my main fastest lap. So you can see here I will go through the lap in itself. So here starting the lap, here you're going in full gear, full beans, everything there, and you're braking just after the 50-meter pod, braking hard into third gear. This sequence of corners are really critical. So here going to the snakes, so 5, 6 going up the gears. Here now you have the first DRS zone. Here it's just basically a straight, and then you're aiming just before the 50-meter pod to brake really hard into fourth gear, turning in with all the curbs used there. You can see it really maximizing the lap. Going through this sequence of corners just after the 50-meter pod, you want to go to fifth gear and rotate your car, then maximize as much as you can the track. Again here going to second gear, going into this sequence of corners, here just upshifting, then going downshift again to third, and then here going up the gear. So after the curve you brake into second gear, really critical corner here. Then here third gear, then full beans, turning as much as you can without losing speed. Then just before the 50-meter pod, you want to brake again to third gear, taking a little bit of the curve, but be really careful there because you can oversteer there. So then going up the gears here, hugging to the left as much as you can so that you don't lose too much of speed, and going to the line, and it's P1. Yeah, so P1 107.8, 2/10 faster than the next place guy, so the only person to also go into the 107. So really happy with my time, but let's see how it would go in the race. This will be my race strategy, so softs to mediums, one stop, and fuel of 0.5 laps worth of extra fuel. Okay, then coming to the start in itself, so 4, 5 lights, and away we go. That's quite a fast start there, you can see from the lights. So here I'm just trying to defend from the Ferrari behind there. You can see I was trying to push him to the left hand side, and then I kind of missed my braking point there, but all was good. I managed to get into the corners, and now critically I'm in front. So my strategy from here was obviously to try to break the DRS, or the 1 second mark, when in lap 3 it would come into effect. So that was basically what I was trying to do in these first 2 laps, trying to gap the Ferrari behind, and that is what I also successfully managed to do. So now I'm in P1, really happy so far, and let's see how it goes. So as you can see there, the Ferrari is not my chief competitor behind now already. So we are in lap 15. I decided to come into the pits. I managed to gap the others behind me. So my tires were second hand already now, so I'm changing to my mediums now as well. So you can see I'm coming into the pits. Pretty much all were fine here so far, so no damages, anything. I was just trying to gap the people behind me, and yeah, so managed to make my pits as well. So coming out now in position number 2, you would see that the McLaren is just in front at this point in time. He has not pitted yet, but that's the reason why I'm in second position, and I just come out right in front of the Mercedes there. So really good so far. So the next lap then, lap 17, you can see that the Mercedes is making a move to the left hand side. So I give him enough space there, going wide and coming in back again. So he had a better line over there. So I decided not to fight him at this point, because I guess we can make use of each other as well, because then I will be behind him in the DRS train. So fast forwarding from here a little bit. So yeah, I was basically behind his Mercedes. So he was pretty much my chief irritant at this point, I should say, this Mercedes here. So just keeping it within the DRS zone. So you can see here I'll be getting my DRS and not using too much of my ERS, because again I wanted to work with him, and that's the reason why I did not really also bother him too much. So you can see these next 2 laps more or less I was right behind him and just try to keep into his DRS. You can see that both of us are somehow in similar pace, so that was also quite encouraging for me. So here then I decided to, because there was also a car coming behind me, you can see the Williams there, so I decided to switch on a little bit more ERS and use the DRS to get past the Mercedes. At this point I didn't want to fight him anymore, and I wanted the Williams behind to actually fight the Mercedes. So that's the reason why I wanted to get back into the lead. And so here you can see a lot of oversteer as well. I'm trying to fight the car because my ERS was open there. A little bit of a mistake, but yeah, using as much ERS as I can to keep in front now. So just going in, positioning my car there into the corner and keeping my position number 1. So now you will see a mistake from the Mercedes behind. You can see as he navigates through these corners here, you can see he just loses the car over there in that curve. It's quite uncommon, I would say. I've not seen someone lose the car over there, but it is easy to lose the car over the curbs in this place, to oversteer. In fact, not really from the curbs itself, but yeah. So a mistake from the Mercedes, and now I tried to pull out of the DRS from the Williams behind me, but not so successful there. So jumping now to lap number 28, you can see the Williams now trying to make a move there for the lead. So I keep really tight to the line there, and I tried to get him directly because I wanted to go into the lead straight away, because you can see the 3rd place guy is like 8 seconds away. So I needed to make this move. I wanted to stay in front just because, let's say if there was a safety car or something like this, then I will be in front. That's the reason why I straight away made the move and get back into position number 1. So now a mistake again now from the Williams. You can see that you can see the rear view mirror, he'll just disappear into the grass over there. So again, easy place to make a mistake there in the last corner. I've made a lot of mistakes myself in that corner, so nothing to blame from that guy. But from here onwards, you can see, you can even hear the rev now. I'm really just downshifting and going off the throttle a lot, because I noticed that I was grossly underfueled my car. And in towards this straight, you can see that just before the 100-meter board I started to lift already, so I'm really going into limp mode. And yeah, so I'm saving fuel now. So coming in already to my final lap, so still in the lead. You can see that I had like a 7-second lead, and it's already now up to only 2 seconds and even less than 2 seconds. And that's the reason is because I was really just lift and coast, as they call it in the industry, because I didn't have enough fuel and I just had to lift a lot, and I was losing almost 2 to 3 seconds per lap because of this lift and coast. So you can see that my teammate from behind has already catched me, and my job here was just to try to make sure that he doesn't get into the DRS timing. So just going through these corners as good as I can with a lot of lift and coast. You can hear in the revs as well how much lift and coast that I'm doing, because I was really under fuel. You can see the red marker of the fuel tank there already in red and blinking all the time. So yeah, but managed to just do enough lift and coast, managed to get back a lot of fuel in the last 4 laps of lift and coast, so managed to do that well. Of course, I don't think I would have done that if the 2 other guys didn't make mistakes, as you saw in the video. Yeah, coming into the line I had very little fuel already, but managed to just make it into the line in P1.
Somebody want to tell me how to stop this thing?
So again, the position P number 1, my teammate in P2 with no mistakes at all. I only had like 2 warnings, so close to the 3-second penalty, but I did not get it. So really happy with my race and qualifying. So one of my best races, I would say, in the league race. Race analysis time. So you can see that I just made 1 pit stop around lap 16, and thereafter all was quite stagnant. And you can see towards the end in lap 30 I made the fastest lap, but then thereafter, like lap 32 onwards, you can see I was doing a lot of lift and coast and I was losing so much of time, and that's the reason why you can see a little bit of a mini hill over there in the end. In terms of position, you can see it was really stagnant. The only time when I lost the lead was in lap number 16 and 17 when I was battling the Mercedes. Thereafter I was just following in his DRS, and then I decided to cut him, and basically from there on and I was in P1. So here is his standings from our AOR League Racing season number 23, tier number 3. You can see I'm in position number 9, and that's also because obviously I missed 4 races there because I did not start, but obviously that's a reason from my side. But yeah, you can see at the end there I managed to get 1 win, kind of out of characteristic, I would say, from all of these charts here. But then congrats to the P1 guy. You can see it's very close there. There's 4 people fighting for the win, so I kind of think that I was like a third wheel there trying to disturb all of this. But regardless, I was happy with the win. I think the guys in this league are quite competitive, and I could have done much better if not for a lot of DNFs, a lot of DQs, a lot of DNS. I could have done, I think, a little bit better, so I need to improve my consistency. And yeah, let's see how it would go in the next season. But just like that, it's the end of the season already. So as I mentioned a little bit in the beginning, I might be doing more GT racing in the future. Not sure yet, to be honest. I'm still in love with Formula 1. That's not been lost yet, so maybe I might be doing 2 leagues, maybe just Formula 1, maybe just GT. Still not decided yet. Nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video.